Trigonometric Identities and Equations. In this lesson, I'm going to solve 8 random questions for you to understand this lesson more. And at the end, I will leave 2 questions for you to solve. Before starting, let's remember some rules or some identities. First one is co-function identities. Here, let's talk about sine pi over 2 minus a, which is cosine a. Or we can say sine pi over 2 plus a, also cosine a. I'm not going to write all identities, only some of them, and I'm going to use these identities to solve 8 questions. So reciprocal identities, here I need only cosecant x, which is 1 over sine x. In double angle identities, I need sine 2x and cosine 2x. So we know that sine 2x can be written as 2 times sine times cosine, and cosine can be written 1 minus 2 sine squared x. Here I need only sine a minus b, which is sine a cosine b minus cosine a sine b. Additional, let's remember tangent 180 minus a can be written as negative tangent a. Okay, so by using these identities, we are going to solve some questions. If you are ready, let's start. First question. Right triangle given, and 4 times AB equals 3 times AC in length. And this angle is given A. What is sine pi over 2 plus A? So let's start from here. I know this equals cosine A. And additional, I know that cosine A is adjacent over hypotenuse in the right triangle, which means AB over BC. So let's use this information to find lengths. So from here, we know that AB over AC is 3 over 4. So this is a ratio. We can say length of AB is 3x and AC is 4x. So let's write here 3 and 4. If we apply Pythagorean theorem over here, we'll get BC 5x. So AB is 3x and BC is 5x. If you cancel out x and x, answer will be 3 over 5. So as you can see, it is not that hard. Okay, let's solve another question. Line D is tangent to the unit circle. Unit circle means radius is 1 unit. And centered at O at T. So given angle is A, if so, what is the area of triangle AOB? So let's remember, area of the triangle is 1 over 2 times, for this question, AO times OB. So our point here is to write AO and OB in terms of sine, cosine, or tangent. So if we take this triangle, I cannot apply some rules like sine, cosine, tangent. We cannot apply because this length and this length is not given. What I know is here to here is 1. So for this reason, I want to draw radius from O to T, which is 90 degrees. And I know that this is 1. If this angle is A, let's name this B, and this is 90 degrees. As you know, A plus B makes 90 degrees. So which means this angle is A. Let's check triangle OTB. Let's apply sine rule here. Sine A is 1 over OB. So from here, if we do cross multiplication, we'll get OB is 1 over sine A. So let's check the second triangle, triangle AOT. Here, let's apply cosine rule. Cosine is 1 over AO. So let's do cross multiplication. AO will be 1 over cosine A. Let's plug in these two into here. 1 over 2 times 1 over cosine A times 1 over sine A, which makes 1 over 2 sine A cosine A. So this is double angle identity, which makes sine 2A. And this can be written 1 over sine 2A, which makes cosecant 2A. So cosecant 2A. Yeah, this one is nice question, yes. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So ABCD is a trapezoid and lengths are given, angle is given. Question says find area of ABCD. Let's remember area of ABCD is 1 over 2 times sum of parallel sides times height. So this makes 10 h. The problem here, what is h? What is height? So first of all, I have to draw height. Let's say this is h. So let's draw a line which is parallel to BC. Since DC parallel to, let's say this is ABC, let's say this is D and E, A, B, C, D, let's say this is E, let's say this is F. So since DC parallel to FB, this side is 8 centimeters and this side also will be 8 centimeters. So what is left for AF is 4 centimeters. In the isosceles triangle, height divides base by 2 equal parts, bisects, so which makes 2 and 2 centimeters. Still, I cannot find any relation between this angle and this triangle. That's why, let's remember this rule. In parallelogram, these angles are equal to each other. So, if this angle is A, this must be 180 minus A. Let's use tangent here. Tangent is O over A, which means tangent 180 minus A is H over 2. So tangent 180 minus A is negative tangent A is H over 2. If you do cross multiplication, you'll get negative 2 tangent A. So let's put this one over here. Area will be 10 times negative 2 tangent A, which makes negative 20 tangent A. And this is the hardest one so far out of 3 questions. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, semicircle is given, quarter circle is given, and it is given that DE is parallel to OA. What is sine x? So we know if these sides are parallel to each other, alternate interior angles equal to each other, which means if this is x, this is also x. So sine x in this triangle is OD over OE. So let's find OD and OE. So let's say the semicircle radius is r, so this is going to be r. So this one is the radius of the quarter circle, which makes OE 2r. And additional, let's draw radius from C to DE, which is 90 degrees, which means OD parallel to C, let's say this is G, CG. So if this is R, this is also R. So as we know, OD is R and OE is 2R. If we simplify, we'll get 1 over 2. I think this is the easiest one so far. Yes, this was the easiest one. Let's move on another question. What is the result of the above operation? It means simplify. Let's simplify this one. First of all, we have to multiply this one by cosine x up and down to make the denominators equal, and sine x. So what we are going to get from here is sine 3x cosine x minus cosine 3x sine x over sine x cosine x. So as you know, this one is sine a minus b, which makes sine 3x minus x over. So this one, let's remember double angle identity. Sine 2x is 2 sine x cosine x, but here I have only sine x cosine x, which means I have to divide by 2. So sine x cosine x is 1 over 2 times sine 2x. Let's write over here, or just write sine 2x over 2. So up is going to be sine 2x over sine 2x over 2. Keep the first fraction same as it is, and flip the second one. This is multiplication. So answer will be 2. Yes. If no questions, let's continue. What is the sum of the roots of the above equation in the interval 0 to 2 pi? So first of all, let's check these two, sine 2x and cosine 2x, double angle identities. Instead of sine 2x, I can write 2 sine x cosine x, and 1 plus sine x minus 1 minus 2 sine squared x equals 1. So let's simplify this part. This will be negative 1 plus 2 sine squared x. 1 negative 1 cancelled out. And here cosine is common. Let's take out of the bracket. So here I have 2 sine x plus 1. And down sine x and sine x is common. You'll get 1 plus 2 sine x equals 1. So we can cancel out 2 sine x plus 1. what is left here? Cosine over sine equals 1, which is cotangent x equals 1. And cotangent can be 1 at 45 degrees, so which is pi over 4. So in the coordinate system, cotangent can be positive in the first quadrant and the third quadrant. So which means this angle is pi over 4 and this angle is pi over 4. So first one already I wrote down, and second one I have to start from here to here. So which makes pi plus pi over 4. Or we can say period of the cotangent is pi, that's why we have to add pi. So this will be 5 pi over 4. So I have two answers. Question says sum of the roots. So we are going to add pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4, which makes 6 pi over 4, and it is 3 pi over 2. Okay, let's move on another question. Okay. So 1 over radical 2 sine x minus 1 plus 1 over radical 2 sine x plus 1 equals 2 radical 2. So let's solve this question. In this question, first of all, we have to make denominators equal. Then we can continue. So which means I have to multiply this by radical 2 sine x plus 1, numerator and denominator, and this by radical 2 sine x minus 1. So let's do it. So up will be radical 2 sine x plus 1 plus radical 2 sine x minus 1 over. So this can be considered as a minus b times a plus b, which is a squared minus b squared equals 2 radical 2. So this is 2. So here 1 minus 1 cancelled out. What's left? 2 radical 2 sine x over 2 sine squared x minus 1 equals 2 radical 2. Of course, we can simplify 2 radical 2. So 1 left over here. Let's do cross multiplication. We'll get sine x equals 2 sine squared x minus 1. Let's kick this sine x to other side. We'll get 0 equals 2 sine squared minus sine x minus 1. So let's factorize this one. This is 1 and 1, 2 sine x and sine x. So this will be positive, this will be negative. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus, yes, so correct. So we are going to say 2 sine x plus 1 equals 0. From here I will get sine x equals negative 1 over 2. And from here I will get sine x equals 1. So question says, which one is a root of the above equation? Question does not say find all roots, only find one of them. So first of all, let's check this one. We know that sine can be 1 at pi over 2. So and pi over 2 is one of the options. So don't need to check for others. And if you use testing method, plug here instead of x pi over 2, it will satisfy the equation. So that's why I don't need to check this one. So let's go for next one. Yes, So this is the last one, and it's not that hard. So we know this one is 90 degrees. What is tangent A? 9, 4 given. So for finding tangent A, I have to know O over A, so which means length of BT, I have to know, and length of AT. I have to find these two lengths. So let's remember this rule. In the circle, let's say this is the tangent. Let's say this is T, this is A, this is B. In the circle, tangent square equals A times A plus B. So here we can apply as AT squared equals 9 times, so here to here, 9 plus 4. 9 times 9 plus 4. So which makes AT equals 3 radical 13. So we know this one is 3 radical 13. How can I find BT? Of course, Pythagorean theorem. So let's apply Pythagorean theorem over here. We are going to find this relation, which is 13 squared equals 3 radical 13 squared plus BT squared. Okay, let's continue. Just I want to write here. 13 squared is 169. So not this one, sorry, this one. And 3 radical 13 squared makes 117 plus BT squared. You have to choose the other side and take square root of both sides. So BT will be 2 radical 13. So this one is 2 radical 13. Okay, this is end of the question. Actually, we have finished the question, we solved. Just we have to plug in here. Let's write it down. So question is about tangent A, and tangent is O over A, which is 2 radical 13 over 3 radical 13. If you cancel out radicals, answer will be 2 over 3. This is the final answer. So we solved 8 questions, and I selected random questions to revise whole chapter for you. I hope you understood. So at the end, I have 2 questions for you. Try to solve the last 2 questions. And thanks for watching. Yes, it's 2 questions for you. Try to solve them. Best luck.